Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Attila Tarot. Uh, Today I thought we would do something a little bit out of the ordinary because as most of you know, the coronation of King Charles III is coming up next Saturday, and this is an event that we couldn't really see uh, for 70 years because the last coronation in the UK was in 1953. So I thought it would be great to take a look at how's the relationship right now between King Charles and Camilla. This is a traditional relationship analysis, and first we're going to take a look at the current state of the relationship. Then we're going to look at what do they think about each other, King Charles and Camilla, how they feel about each other, and how they behave with each other. Now, again, this is a tarot reading, so this might reveal certain things that we might not be aware of, but let's get started. So the current state of the relationship is, wow, the Three of Swords. This is something I wasn't expecting because what you see in the news, in media, that they are very happy, they've been really getting along well, and the Three of Swords is not a good sign when it comes to relationship, because this is the card of sadness, this is the card of heartbreak. It can be an indication of some kind of a disappointment. It can also be the meaning, it can mean some betrayal, or it can be also a sign of loss, distraction, depression. It's definitely a card that shows unhappiness in the relationship. It's something related to the heart, heartache, sorrow, and some kind of a sadness. Now, usually what this card indicates is some kind of a difficulty and hardship on an emotional level. So this can be some kind of a distraction, some kind of a conflict, but it's a sign of a serious misunderstanding, and it is definitely causing some kind of a confusion and an upheaval between King Charles and Camilla. Again, it can be a sign of serious depression, trauma, or loneliness. Maybe they kind of feel alone in the relationship. But it is definitely a sign of some difficult times. Maybe this whole coronation is causing a lot of stress for the couple. Maybe there's just a lack of communication, and that's kind of causing some alienation and loneliness in a relationship. But it's interestingly, this card can also be a sign that there's an involvement of a third party in a relationship. Now, this third party can mean cheating. It can mean that some third party is causing trouble for the couple. So we'll see whether the other cards will really reveal anything, but there's definitely, I can see some unhappiness right now between King Charles and Camilla. So let's see what they think about each other. So King Charles' thoughts are represented by the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is actually a very great card. The Four of Wands is this celebration, homecoming, when you really feel home in a relationship. It can generally, the card indicates some kind of a celebration. It can mean that generally it can be sign of engagement or wedding, but obviously they've already got married. So in this case, it might just indicate the upcoming coronation and the celebration. So maybe his mind is full of all of this, and it's really taking over all of his thoughts right now. and let's see what Camilla thinks. Camilla's thoughts are represented by the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles is a very earthy sign. It's all about money, really. Like, this is the richest king from all of the suits, and it's a very logical and very materialistic one. And but it's also a sign of some mature friendship when you look at it from a relationship perspective. It's a sign when the mature friendship, the loyalty, the faithfulness, the warm closeness is really more valuable for us than the novelty and an excitement of new relationships. So I think Camilla is in her thoughts is very loyal and approaches this relationship very logically and to a certain degree materialistically as well. I was able to say that word. And let's see how they feel. So King Charles' feelings are represented by the Ten of Swords. Now the Ten of Swords is not a great card. If you look at it, this person is getting backstabs. So it is possible that King Charles is feeling betrayed, feeling bitter, feeling exhausted. It's a sign of backstabbing. But there's something that he has hard time to cope with. Maybe it is just the stress of the coronation that's really wearing him out. But it's one of those cards where one party is really playing the victim. It's definitely a card that shows an end. Now, in terms of relationships, usually when this card comes out, it can mean breakup or divorce. I doubt though that they would break up or divorce, at least not publicly. Maybe within the relationship they're kind of already over with each other, and they're kind of done, and they know that, and they're just staying with each other for whatever reason they have. But anyway, this is like a very, very painful feeling that King Charles is going through. Anyway, I've heard that he's rumors that he's depressed. Maybe it is just the current circumstances that are making him feel very depressed. But it is a card of being at the rock bottom, and it's definitely an end of an era for him, because this card kind of always shows something ending and something new is beginning. And with this coronation, to a certain degree, like he becomes officially the king, and it is definitely a new era for him, because there's a new dawn on this card. So let's see how Camilla is feeling. Camilla's feelings are represented by the star. Now the star is the card of the hope. It's the card of inspiration, creativity. It's a card of healing as well. And usually it's a sign for a relationship to progress on a deeper level. She might be very hopeful as well about this relationship, but it's very interesting that although this is a very positive card, but it has another meaning as well. It can be a sign that somebody from your past is coming back to your life. So I'm not sure what's happening in their relationship. Not sure if somebody from Camilla's past is showing up, but there's kind of a feeling here because of all of these heartbreak, backstabbing, betrayal, that maybe somebody from the past is causing trouble. Because again, if you remember, this card can mean some third party interactions, which can be somebody stirring the pot, somebody cheating. But there's something definitely from the past what I can see that's causing some feelings for both parties. Now let's see how they behave with each other. For King Charles, behavior is represented by the Eight of Cups. Now, if you look at it, the Eight of Cups is turning his back. He is leaving the old happiness behind and looking for a new happiness, following something new. Now, I'm not sure, like, what this can mean in in their relationship, but generally, what this card shows that you are moving on, you are looking for something new, whatever that new happiness is. So I can see that King Charles is definitely going through some hard time, and he's kind of turning his back to this relationship, even that they might not show to the public. Now let's see what is Camilla behaving like. Camilla's behavior is described by the Two of Swords. Now, if you look at it, this Two of Swords is generally a card that indicates indecisiveness, when somebody doesn't want to see what is in front of them, and they are torn by something, like two things. It's definitely a card that shows some kind of a decision that she has to make. Now, usually this can mean that she has hard time choosing between two things. This can also mean that they might be having some arguments frequently, and they cannot agree on certain important decisions. Now again, this can be in a love reading, which this reading is, that this party, Camilla, might be torn between two parties, two people, maybe King Charles, and if somebody from the past came back, she might be torn what to do. But I think overall she's approaching this whole thing very materialistically. So I think her decision is going to be very clear and very logical. So this is quite interesting, because I wasn't expecting this to see in the cards for King Charles and Camilla. There's definitely some stress going on in the relationship. It looks like maybe somebody from the past showed up for Camilla, and she has hard time choosing, and King Charles kind of feels backstabbed and betrayed. But let's see what the media is gonna bring out. You never know what's gonna come to light. Obviously, right now there are no signs of this to the public, but we'll see. You see the cards; they're pretty clear in their message. So we'll see. That's all I can say. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and you're gonna check out some of my other readings as well, and I will see you again.